my dude.
You know, there's probably so many people watching this right now that are also going to hold that to me.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it has to happen now. I think we have a day off tomorrow. I could probably hit a tattoo shop tomorrow.
Let's go.
I've seen them twice. They have to be one of the most up-and-coming, like mind-blowingly energetic and entertaining in your face. I keep saying that's what I want to get across. In your face.
The energy here, seeing them, I mean, there are people, and that was pretty early in the day. The energy that gave people, because I love a festival like this where, you know, it starts at like 1:30, and so people aren't quite litty yet, you know, people aren't quite bopping around, but the energy that Vended gave the crew, people were flying all over the place. It was a joy to see.
And that's what you have to do, right? When you're opening up a show like this, you're playing in front of giant bands on a giant stage, and it's early. If you don't bring it like that and just...
I mean, they set the stage for a great day, for sure.
And also, I'm going to start the rumor that there's a third famous son in the band. I'm going to say that the guitar player is Ben Bruce from Asking Alexandria's Kid, because they look exactly the same.
Shit.
So...
You heard it here first. Bona fide rumor. Ryan J. Downer.
And I think Ben does have a kid, but...
Catch our gossip zine coming.
Coming soon.
Oh, my gossip.
The Knotfest Beeps Global Live Stream Gossip Column.
Yes.
Coming soon.
That's it.
So we should talk about another band that destroyed while it was daylight. Code Orange. I had a nice opportunity to talk with their frontman, Jami Morgan. We talked about a bunch of stuff. We talked about their 2 Grammy nominations. I told him a story about, we weren't supposed to say this, but I used to be on a Grammy metal screaming committee thing that isn't around anymore. So
you're
not
the NDAs are over.
You're not supposed to tell people when you're on those committees.
But there's a fun story involving Code Orange that Jami and I spoke about. We talked about the Pennsylvania hardcore punk scene, which they came from, and a lot of the great local bands there, bands from that area, bands like Zayo, and about just what Code Orange is doing to offer something that no one else is really offering right now. And it was very, very cool.
I think that's pretty much the most important takeaway from Code Orange is that it's not just something that no one else is offering. I like to even look at it as they are the most relevant and groundbreaking of bands that sound like that.
I'm going to do you the one better. I'm going to say they rip ass.
Whoa.
And they do.
Copyrighted, patented, trademarked. Whitney Moore. You
do. Try to disagree with me. You can't.
Merriam-Webster, move over. We have Whitney Moore on the case. That is unreal.
That's gonna be on the sticker on their next album.
I hope
Code
so.
Orange
I would take it.
Parental advisory. This record rips ass.
I told him I appreciate their confidence. I appreciate his ambition. He has a very Liam Gallagher vibe in that sense, because they're like going for...
I heard you guys talk about Oasis forever.
Everyone always wants to know who's going to be the next headliner, who's the next Slipknot, Metallica, the bands that will be able to carry festivals like this generations from now. And he's not cocky enough to say it will definitely be them, but he's honest enough to admit that he would like for it to be. So, yeah.
That's the coolest. That's the coolest element of it. I'm telling you, there's something very special about that band, and I know the metalheads don't really care about Grammy noms, but there's a reason why that happens. You know, everyone wants to, maybe snub their nose at it, but man, there's a reason that a band like that is breaking into a scene like that and is getting recognized like that. I am so excited to see what comes from them in the future, and kind of stoked to watch this live performance. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it was a good time. It ripped ass, one might say. In fact, one has said.
Can we do T-shirts? Whitney, you down if we do T-shirts?
Officially licensed.
That ripped ass.
Knotfest merch. I don't know, maybe.
I don't know if we're going to get Knotfest merch approval on. I think it's more of a Whitney Moore T-shirt idea.
Yeah, okay, you can get it on the ground. You can be an angel investor.
I like that you're reclaiming that phrase, because it normally has a negative connotation, and you're like taking the power back with ripping ass.
From people who fart a lot. Yeah, I'm taking the power back.
What have I signed up for? Veeps, what have I signed up for? I'm sitting in the most ridiculous sandwich right now. To my left of me, Ryan J. Downey, the man himself. To my right, the most ass-ripping gal I ever did meet, Whitney Moore, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. What an intro.
Hey, Knotfest LA, you ready to hear from Code Orange or what? We got an interview we're going to toss to. We're going to check out a performance after that. Are you ready for some Code Orange? Woo!
Ryan J. Downey with Knotfest, knotfest.com, and we are at Knotfest Los Angeles. I got to say, this is my first big show back since the pandemic. This gentleman here, you've been doing a lot of shows already. What's up, Code Orange fans? How's it going, man?
What's up? How are you?
I'm well. It's all still a little bit weird, to be honest, but weird, like good weird. How do you approach a venue this size, right, in terms of what your set list is going to be, interaction with the crowd, all that stuff, versus more of like, you know, a floor show or a club or, you know, any of this sort of stuff that Code Orange did coming up or does headlining?
Well, we definitely, I don't think we've played one this size yet, but we always think big in a lot of ways. So whether it's kind of a small show or a club or an amphitheater or whatever, each one is kind of has its own set of challenges and rules, I feel like, of like what's going to work. So we've been sharpening that knife this whole tour. And
yeah, you know, that makes a lot of sense because when I think about Code Orange, I think about the way the overall aesthetic and everything ties together. There's kind of a theatricality to it. You know, there's the image to it. Obviously, there's the music. You have always been kind of playing as though you're at Bank of California. So, yeah, that probably gives you an advantage on a day like today.
yeah, for sure. That's how we approach it, not in a way where it's like if we're playing a club show, it's not like we're wishing we're at Bank of California, but it's more like we go for it. We play big, you know. We swing big. Every move, every song, every video, every shirt. We're not afraid. That's pretty much it. We have zero fear when it comes to any of this shit. We get nervous for sure, but we know we can execute as good or better than anybody, so we're always ready.
I'm sure you're getting a lot of questions already about having a Portnoy in the band.
Not really, no.
No, okay.
Be the first one. 'Cause we haven't talked to anybody.
That's right. Well, I want to ask about the Portnoy lineage. Obviously, I'm a big fan of his dad. From what I've seen, what he's doing with you is pretty killer and insane as well. What has that addition to the band been like for you?
He's a great kid. He'll have to earn his keep, and he's already knows that. He knew that coming in. So as long as, I mean, I love him as a kid. I mean, we get along amazing. He's a great drummer. He has his own shit going on, but he just loves Code Orange. Code Orange, he told me, is pretty much his favorite band.
Amazing.
And it's been. He told me that he wouldn't do any other band. He would have said no to any other band. And I believe him. He really meant it. It wasn't bullshit. So he has to earn his spot, and that's pretty much it. And I say that with respect because everybody should. I've been friends with the other people in the band since I was 12. So every person in the band, the latest I met anybody in the band right now is when I was 14, besides him. So if you think about that, he's not really coming into a band. He's coming into a family. Mm-hmm. He's coming into a cult because people don't even really understand the way we operate. You know, it's this over everything. And there's been many years and many times where there wasn't a lot of rewards to reap, whether it's financially or whatever. And that's because we don't do it for that. We never have. We never will. We do it because we have to do it. We really feel we have to do it. We feel there's a void in this kind of music that needs to be filled that we don't see being filled if we don't do it.
I want to give you some praise as an interviewer because you actually touched on a question that I like to ask a lot, which is, what does your band add to the landscape if you weren't a band? You know,
what don't we add?
You know?
What don't we add? That
a lot of bands can't necessarily answer that question about why, you know, what's missing that they are providing.
Well, answering that question comes with a lot of people criticizing you because, and that's honestly a cool ass question for one. You should ask everybody that because I'd like to hear what they have to say. But I mean, listen, to me, I believe the underground of this shit is really thriving right now. I really do. It's amazing. There's a lot of amazing underground bands. Unbelievable. There's a lot of amazing death metal bands and electronic music bands and hardcore bands. There ain't a lot of Slipknots. Right. And I'm going to tell you what. Are we a Slipknot? Absolutely not, because there's only one. But we're a something. And as you said, we can play on that big stage. And as our songwriting progresses and we continue, I think there's a lot we can do. Now, you're never going to see us try to aim for that in some kind of disingenuous way, but we are absolutely not afraid of it. And we want it, and we're going to go for it.
I love it. Well, dude, thank you so much for spending time with us today. Looking forward to catching Code Orange. This is the last stop.
Last show. We're ready. We're excited. Last show.
Crushing it.
Welcome back to Knotfest, LA.
Wow.
Ryan J. Downey, backstage interviewer extraordinaire. You move fast, and you've done a wardrobe change.
I enjoy this piece of wardrobe that was loaned to me by the wonderful, the talented Daniel Decay.
You didn't have to say that. You could have just said it was yours.
It was a really sweet moment to watch, though. I love bros helping bros out, you know?
Yeah, and I'm not this cool. I don't actually own this jacket.
You want it? You can have it.
I probably
I'll say it
should.
right on the stream right now. You can just take it. It's yours.
What?
Done. It looks great. Love it. You almost looked as great as you looked in that interview, though.
You know, it's kind of hard when you're sitting next to a dude who's doing the full Liam Gallagher power stance throughout your whole interview. Very, very confident,
The legs.
but in a way that I appreciate. And I was telling him, I was like, you know, those kind of fandoms that go for those kind of bands with that kind of presence and attitude, whether it's a Slipknot, whether it's Juggalos and Twisted, whoop whoop, whether it's Black Veil Brides, you know, those kind of bands that engender that sort of fandom with that sort of like, this is who we are, we're putting it out there, we don't care what you think. I appreciate that about Code Orange. So that came up quite a bit in that conversation, in the idea of defining yourself maybe a little more by who you are and what you stand for versus just what you're against. And, you know, Jami admitted that, as do I, he struggles with focusing a little too much on what he's against sometimes. But this performance today, they really showed what they're about.
I mean, and not that we care about award shows, really, but how incredible is it to see a band like them recognized? It really does feel like a horror at the Oscars.
Yes.
It never happens with heavy
analogy.
music.
Perfect
And
analogy.
it's so cool, and they're so good.
And not once, but twice. That's a multi-trip down that red carpet.
And I feel like when bands like Code Orange get nominated, or Killswitch Engage, or Lamb of God, or Slipknot, it, in a way, is the Recording Academy overcompensating, in a good way, for the Jethro Tulls and the Tenacious D's
Totally.
and the live version of a 40-year-old song and like
Well
stuff
said.
like that has won traditionally.
Yes.
You know, it took Megadeth 12 times of being nominated before they won, but they did win. So somebody's trying to get it together over there.
And that's a great album, too. I know we're not here to talk about other amazing Grammy-nominated albums, but that was an amazing album. That had Chris on drums. That record is insane.
I would like to talk about how many promises you're making tonight, because giving away your jacket, getting a tattoo, you're on camera, baby. You're
What-
gonna
what
get
else-
it.
Those are
else
all
could we go
reasonable
for?
things I would do, though. It's a tattoo and a jacket. That's me.
I feel like we need to set the bar higher.
We got to get on the same level. That's me.
I'm not making any promises tonight. I've been in the beer garden.
That's me. So after that amazing interview, I think everybody is just itching to get some of that live performance. I got to say, I was doing some filming earlier today in this very spot, and Code Orange started playing, and I said, hey, I need to take a break. It's time to snap my neck. And it's time for you guys to snap your necks. Let's make some noise. We got Code Orange coming up right now. One of the best performances you're going to see in your lifetime. Check this out. Code Orange from the Knotfest global live stream event right here, live from Knotfest LA.
Let's take a good look at you. look at you.
Are you ready? Let's fucking go! Wake your ass up! Wake your ass up! Stand up! Stand up, sucker! I need this whole fucking room moving! I need you moving! Let's take a take on that before the bullets fall out the brain are in control. I see the other side, it's darker than it was. Such as when I look until it falls apart. Like a clown having a ball. What's good is good. The black is good to take me out. It's still good and good to even from the highest wall. So it's all a bullet. That's what you will finally stop. Let the soldiers in to the suffering. For goodness, for the slaughter of one son died. Send the streets and fatal through the skin. Who could I be so certain that this was wanted for so overworking? So good when our lives incorrect, but you never really know what the fuck's on your neck. Will I be when I've aged and I can't connect to these little rat fuck kids, the pigs who sign the checks? With the buzzing noise wraps your wrist, the press clog your chest. Oh baby, what are you gonna do when it comes your turn to paycheck? Come on! What rocks are pressed in the wall? What watching my dreams come and go? You're staring in your new God's soul. For the window rabbit hole. You're staring into your new God's soul. For the window rabbit hole. What's there to live? Let go! Yeah! You gotta get moving over here! You gotta get moving over here! You're still ringing to the new God's soul! I'm swallowing the rabbit hole! Are you ready for this shit? Then fucking show me. Yeah! 'Cause ready or not, here we fucking come! Ready or not, here we come! Move that circle! Move that circle! Yeah! What's wrong? So now the writing's on the wall. The what's exposed won't break the door. And the thought is just one of the digital knife set that cuts us all. I'm stripping here and taking control. There's no purpose, broken soul. Word. War. War, life in the box.
Do anything at all. Saunter into the
hands off. A man swallows his son. The sun makes the fucking hit. You fucking thought it was gone, but you got it out. Life in the box. Where my fucking boxers at? Where my fucking boxers at? Show me something! Show me something! You thought it was gone, but you got it out! Dog. Look at me! Look at me! Oh no! See, people, I fucking see you. Put your fucking hands together. All right. That's a little bit of something. Listen, this is the last fucking show. And if you know us, you know we don't fucking beg. We do not fucking beg. But I'm gonna ask you for just a little bit of help. This song is simple as fuck. It's 3 little words. Look at me. Last ones left. Can you fucking handle that? Can you fucking handle that over here? It's me and you. It's me and you. It's me and you. It goes! It goes! It goes! It goes! It goes! Last ones left! I can't fucking hear you! Last! All right, we're warming up. Last ones left! Don't you fucking bitch out up there! Last! Oh yeah, baby! Last ones! My fucking man up there, let's go! Now that's some stadium shit! Come on! Come on! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Come on! Come on! You motherfucker! You're right to something to say! Come on! We're way up just in the basement and the face and the react with the smell! Forget the details! You'll find right to now! Thank kindness! The wicked spreads like a plague! Just for a place that's all of the Lord! Where's this one you love? That's what is! A bunch of nice guys playing friends to get paid! Come around, rolling around! Heroes will fall! Warriors in the grave! Come on! One! You're not too stupid to see! Come on! Whoa, it's the difference between reality and parody slipping away! Well, the success is good for all of us, don't try to explain! You are a quota spot! A moment in time, a passion in time. Of what we would never be. Get the fuck up behind this guy. Last. Don't fucking get down. Let's go. Last. Fuck yeah. What we got destined to be. The last wheel. Fuck back. While they too stupid to see. Last. What? What way? What for you? For my life. I don't want to know what you do me now. That's been fight for acceptance to guarantee of the last one left. It's close to you. Get ready to open up these pits. Get ready, it's coming right now. Bring on. Last one. You gotta move. Put somebody on the fucking ground. You gotta move. Listen to me, maggots! If you don't know who the fuck we are! That's cool. That's cool. We're gonna start fresh right fucking now because we are the last ones left. We are the new reality! We are the thinners of the herd! We are cold motherfucking orange!
The award for the coolest mic stand of all time goes to...
It very much reminds me of Jonathan Davis and his H.R. Geiger mic stand. But Jami was telling me during our interview, they make all of that stuff. They make their own merch. They make all their stage props, like their wardrobe stuff. Like they're very self-contained. It's very cool.
The amp covers are awesome, and the keyboard stand, everything, like that has got to be the coolest stage set I've seen in a long time.
They did not need to. They didn't need to give this much. They didn't need to give that, but they did. And talk about energy in the crowd. I mean, I'm so glad we got that sweeping shot of the crowd because holy shit, they really gave it. They really did.
You were loving those low angles. You were commenting on the angles. The angles. You're all about the angles. I think we're groovy. Should be groovy.
Doot, 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 doot.
Luke, I am your father.
Works.
I can hear that. We're groovy. Dude, that is crazy. A band that can not only put together amazing songs, but understand their creative vision to the point where they can sculpt it themselves. They don't outsource it. That is the coolest shit. I love that.
I appreciate theatricality, vibe, having like a persona with what you're doing. I'm a big fan of that.
I mean, talk about being true to a vision and true to your art. Like, when a band says, no, we'll do it ourselves, like, we really want to see what our minds want to realize. Like, that is the shit I live for. I love it so much.
It's the realest, it's the purest, and that's heavy metal, my friends. Listen, it's not just amazing tunes and insanely cool bands out here. I know that we got awesome stuff happening behind us and amazing stuff happening on the stage all day, but behind the scenes there was tons of things to see and do around Knotfest LA, and you were running around all day doing all of it.
I'm very happy to be sitting down. I can't wait till you guys see the adventures I caught up to because, man, I had a good time partying with all of you today. I'm so excited for everybody to check it out.
So I'm real jealous of this beer pit you got to check out. I think everybody should check out what was going on in that beer pit earlier today. Some exclusive merchandise peaks, all sorts of awesome. I'm jealous. You had the best day ever.
You should be.
Take a look at what Whitney got up to today, man. Check this out.
Welcome to the beer pit. I've got a special cup for it. Also, I'm on a fucking electric chair. Let's try some beer.
Yo, this is all for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Just came out last week. Come check it out. Ramirez, East Los. I'm not sure where everywhere else is at, but yeah, come check it out. Really,
What type of beer is it?
it's an IPA, West Coast IPA, Death Row Records.
7%.
So I'm Edgar, owner of Beer Thug Life, and we're the one that brews the beer. So this is a Death Row Records official West Coast IPA, 7% ABV, and this is our triple. It's called Tres Lúpulos. Try it out. Tell me what you think. Chug that shit, dog. Chug that chug.
It's delicious. All right, it's fucking good. Let's drink some more beer. I have the best job today. Okay, tell me what we have here.
So we have a Wayfinder beer from Portland, Oregon, which is a Hell beer, which is a 4.7, and I have a Ches beer for a 5.3. So you want to try a Hell beer? Let me take you to Hell and back.
Yes, please. To hell we go, baby. Thank you very much, and cheers to you. And cheers to you, Knotfest fam. I am here with a Lost beer. Oh my goodness. I have been so excited. I've been seeing people with this beer all day, and I'm thrilled. Tell me all about it.
So this is a beer we did last year in homage to Pantera. Because they're a good friend in a bottle of pills.
Yes.
So normally this beer comes in a bottle, but they didn't want us to bring bottles today. So we canned this up just for today.
Wow, so this is a limited edition canned beer.
This beer won Best Pilsner in the New York Beer Competition this year.
There's a beer competition?
Yeah, that was the New York International Beer Comp.
Wow. Now I know what my next vacation is going to be. I'm thrilled. Cheers to you. I'm very excited to try this. Oh. All right, let's give it a shot. It's good. And who do we have here?
High Day Brewery. We got this shit. Let's go.
We got it. Tell me all about this beer.
8.9 today. Local beer.
Down the street.
And if you like
10 minutes away.
This is brewed in downtown LA. I love a local moment. Okay, let's go. What brings you guys to Knotfest?
Music, beer, people. Let's fucking go. Easy as shit. Let's go.
Same, bruh.
Easy.
Blondie?
Cheers to blondes everywhere. I'm here with Belching Beaver. Hi, I'm with Knotfest. What do you guys have for me?
This is the Phantom, the Deftones. You guys missed the Honey Blonde. It was the best. I got the can milk.
I'm already a honey blonde.
See? They're all going, so they've been the best. Everybody loves these.
Okay, tell me about this one.
I think you want to ask this guy over here.
Okay, tell me.
This is the guy.
Tell me about this.
You tell.
So this is our Fan and Bride IPA. It's our first collaboration with the legendary Deftones.
Fuck yes.
Yes. So Chino, the whole band, they worked with us on the recipe. They worked with us on everything. We're not just a brewery that slaps a band's name on our beer. We actually work with the band. all the way through. This is our first, we're actually on our 9th collaboration with the band coming out in springtime. And I'm gonna give you just a little tiny tease. We've got a Pilsner dry hopped coming out in February, and it's called Beauty School.
Oh, yes, please. I would love to try. I'm a huge Deftones fan. Also, their last album fucking ruled.
Next week, all over Southern California, is going to be a brand new release. It's the Deftones Front Row Mix Pack, Fan and Bride, Digital Bath, Ohm's Pale Ale, and the legendary Good Morning Beautiful Brown Ale with coffee and maple.
You heard it here first, folks. Next week, sorry to those of you who are not in LA, because I'm going to be there drinking lots of beer, and I will continue to. Thank you for your time.
The best.
You're the best. Cheers to you. Also, this is delicious. Baby, you cannot go to a festival without hitting the merch booth. This is my favorite time. Let's go see what the goods are. I don't know where I'm going. It's the motherfucking merch booth, y'all. Look at how much cool shit. I think I need one of everything, honestly. I'm gonna ask. Can I get, one of everything? Yes. Rest in peace, Riley Gale. Rest in power.
Rest in power, Riley Gale.
The billions of plastic bottles polluting the earth are now overflowing down here into the underworld. An island of plastic trash now floats in our demon ocean, choking our three-headed demon fish and our demon turtles. So join us and Liquid Death in our mission to bring death to plastic bottles. Help keep the underworld beautiful. For us, for you, and even your kids when you all end up down here someday.
Welcome back, friends from around the world.
I am thrilled that you guys got to see the day I had, because I had the best day at the beer pit, looking at all that merch. By the way, some of the best merch I've seen at a single event, like ever. All of the art was so cool.
That was quite the haul of merch you had there. That's quite the handful. Tell me about some of the stuff you were picking up.
I got some stuff from all my friends, for all my friends, and I mean, I wanted one of everything, and I got one of everything. I was very surprised and happy to see lots of love for Power Trip tonight. R.I.P. Riley Gale. I've seen the merch guy that I talked to was wearing a Power Trip shirt, and so many other people. One of my favorite parts of being at a metal show, period, is just seeing everyone's battle jackets, everyone's merch. I love to see it. And can we talk about that beer, please?
Yeah, I was saying, sitting here all day, I absolutely just kept stopping. Amazing Battle Vest, Sodom patch, Scream Bloody Gore back patch. It was like the heavy metal alliances were out in full force today with
Dude, the Hellhammer long sleeve that your boy was wearing for that interview?
Chase from Gate Creeper. Unbelievable. Yes. Unbelievable, yeah. So, anyways, amazing metal merch aside, what did you see in that beer pit? That had me hella jealous.
You should be jealous, because I had local beers that I had never had before. We love a local moment in any city. I love, anytime I go all around the country, I love to sample the local food, the local beer, and there's so much Los Angeles breweries showing up and showing out. I mean, and that is something that I'm really thrilled I got to experience, because that's what Knotfest is really about. It's the music, yeah, but it is also the culture, and people were just having such a great time. I went, and like, it's been a long time since I've been at a festival, and seeing people just like turn out, drink all the good beers that they've never had before. And by the way, not a single one missed. They were all very, very good.
And I think the coolest, my takeaway, and I'm sitting far away from the beer pit.
Yes, you were.
I saw these branded shirts from a brewery that was in the beer pit It's like Pantera-themed brewery.
Yes.
With a Pantera beer and logo.
Yes. I got, proud to say, the last one of those beers. And I wish I could pull it up and shout out the name of the brewery, but we pulled it up a second ago. They were so good, and they won a ton of awards, and that was also something that was really cool to see. I believe, and I'm gonna check this later, I believe it was in tribute to Pantera. And there were varying levels of involvement with bands, and I love from like, our beer is inspired by this band to we've been working with this band directly. And I just love how inherent to the culture of like being a metalhead is like, yeah, we drink beer and have a great time. And that spirit was well alive.
Epic times, epic times. Beer, friends, loud music, all the recipes for an amazing time.
What's not to love?
I love that whole thing about the idea of the culture, right, of what Knotfest is about, that it's not just music, but it's everything that kind of springs from the music that's adjacent to it, that's part of all this. Whether it, I'm the resident straight edge guy at Knotfest, so I'm the square in that sense. But even for me, there's a lot of really cool food. There's the movie stuff that we do on the site. There's video game stuff. There's guitar stuff. It's like we incorporate all of the different things that all of the people who love this kind of music love. And you mentioned how this is the first festival you've been to since the pandemic started. It's also my first festival, and one of my favorite things about it is getting to see old friends. And not only getting to see the two of you, but I also got to see my dear friend Jason Butler, who I've known for like 15 years. And it was the first time we've really got to catch up since the pandemic started, and the first time we've seen each other in the same space. And I have to tell you, the interview we did is one of my favorite interviews I've probably ever done. It was incredible. Like, I felt like I'd been to see a really genuine, earnest, motivational speaker by the time we were done talking. We talked about some of the different artists that he's mentoring, some of the things that he's learned being on the grind all this time, just an appreciation for life and connection and things that we took for granted pre-COVID. It got really deep. And of course, he's one of the best, most energetic, charismatic frontmen in all of music, period, let alone heavy music. And we saw Fever playing here today with he's like putting a trash can on top of himself, and it was fucking awesome.
The craziest thing about Fever is that I walked into Knotfest, Iowa, a total Fever virgin. I'd never seen them live. And they've been around. They've been around the festivals. They've done the touring. Never seen them live. And I came in and I was like, I think I'm excited to see Fever. It was kind of in the back of my mind. Walking in for round 2 today, all I could think about in the morning was, what time is Fever playing and can I catch the whole set?
Yes.
That is a band